Hi there folks, well welcome back to my channel, and for this video I'm back down in Dumfries and Galloway, and I'm actually just outside the town of Lochmaben. I do hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. I do hope I'm getting that right. But when I've actually come to visit, it's actually just on the shores of Castle Loch, and it's the ruins of Lochmaben Castle. And I don't think I'd be able to get right into the ruins themselves because there is some Harris fencing up. I think there is some issues with some of the masonry, especially the higher up masonry. There does seem to be that kind of common theme with some of the historic Scotland sites, because this is a historic Scotland site, that they are like restricting some of the access because of issues with some of the higher masonry. I do hope that means that they are going to be doing work on the masonry, so fingers crossed. And yeah, and this is also officially my first historic Scotland site of 2025, so I'm trying to make as good use of my historic Scotland membership as I can. So I'm going to be grabbing my things in just a moment and heading up to the ruins. I probably will walk down to the shores of the loch as well, because I think Castle Loch is actually a local nature reserve, and I think you can do a circular walk around the loch itself. That should be a kind of nice wee thing to do, because I have noticed that there is a couple of wee kind of parking spots, kind of car parks, kind of, or small car parks, kind of further up the loch, up towards the town. So this could probably be something where you could maybe park at those wee car parks and kind of walk down to the castle. Because at the castle itself there isn't really much parking space. I think there's a couple of spaces where you can park, and the road itself is a bit shady. It's not particularly the smoothest of roads. Just if you are driving it, you do have to really take your time. But without that out the roads, if you enjoy my channel, if you enjoy my videos, if you can click on the subscribe button, click on that notification bell, leave some likes, leave some comments, it's always really appreciated. And if you'd like to support the channel further, I will also link in the channel's Blue Sky account and the channel's TikTok account. And you can also become a channel member by clicking on the join button. So with that out the road, I'm going to grab my things and head on out. So there's the Castle Walk, or the Castle Loch walk, which will go right round the Castle Loch. One of the paths goes over in that direction. And obviously the castle ruins are right there. And the other path goes down in that direction. So they also have a information board here as well. So it looks like the Lochmaben Castle, so that's how it's spelled, is on the Robert the Bruce Trail. Obviously got an aerial shot of the castle itself. So I think I must be parked up round about there somewhere. And the castle itself was actually built by Longshanks. And there has been archaeological work carried out in the area. Yeah, so if you're wanting to follow the Robert the Bruce Trail, that's the trail there, so it'll go through over the Lochmaben, head to Dumfries, Calavrock, Cubry, that sort of area as well, right down to Whithorn. But what I've definitely come to see are these ruins. And if I just shut up for a moment, you can actually hear how quiet it is here. Yeah, so I think they do need to give their boards a bit of a clean. So I'm guessing there'd been a castle of some sort here on this site before this one. And I think it's like, so that castle would have been owned by the Bruces. I think it was the earthworks that was up towards where I parked the car was what was built by Edward Longshanks. And it had been the castle on a site previously that was where Robert Bruce's grandfather was died. Yeah, so did a bit of a timeline here if you want to have a little nosy. Yeah, it's just a shame I can't get any closer to it. That does look like it's the remains of some sort of ditch or moat. I'll try and get some clearer views of the castle as I walk around. So they have at least one picnic bench. Well, there's actually a bit more parking around here. On this side. Yeah, you do at least get an impression of how big and imposing this castle would have been when it was actually in its heyday. And you do get views of the Castle Loch as well. This is like a woodpecker. Seems to be coming from that direction. Yeah, it definitely sounds like a woodpecker. And obviously they've got some information about the Castle Loch Local Nature Reserve, or LNR. So I don't know if you can read that, but it says, tales from medieval times involved fierce mythical creatures and tearful princesses. But here at Lochmaben Castle, the only damsel in distress will be the insects, which fall prey to their larger relatives. So, talk about the damselfly, which are also related to dragonflies. So where I am just now, I'm at the castle, so I'm put there. And it's at the sanctuary zone. And there's a larger bit of the loch as well. So there's obviously parking like throughout much of the loch. And the loch is down there, which I will walk down to. There's a clearer view of the ruins. Yeah, so essentially they've got some panelling up saying why the castle's been cordoned off. So essentially there's a lot of masonry and the masonry bonding has been compromised. The joy of the Scottish weather. Even though buildings like this have stood for centuries, the minute the protective casing on the outside is stripped away, the stonework inside can become easily damaged. So it's got connections to Douglases as well. Yeah, so that's just why it's so important to try and protect buildings like this, because they can become so easily lost. Yeah, and obviously over the centuries some of the stonework will have been robbed out in order to try and build buildings down in Lochmaben. Yeah, I can't really go much further along this path. Obviously got the ruins right behind me, behind the Harris fencing. And I'm guessing normally this would have been one of the ways in and out of the ruins. But obviously it's all closed off just now. It'd be so nice to be able to get in and really properly explore these ruins. They're quite enigmatic, especially with them having connections to Robert the Bruce, and even to the Douglas family and Edward Longshanks. It's like, I would say, like, it's one of these good places that is like historically important, does have a historical significance to it, but has been sort of kind of overlooked and kind of forgotten by the general populace. But the fact that, yeah, there's at least about 3 or 4 car parking spots, and you can walk around the loch and come and explore Lochmaben Castle. Yeah, something like this should definitely be more known about, better known, and should hopefully it will be protected for future generations and celebrated more in the future. Yeah, so okay, wander down to the loch side, and even though it is kind of overcast and maybe a wee bit chilly today, it's actually still quite nice. It's just one of those nice fresh days that you get in spring. There's a wee jetty here. I get quite a good view of the loch. Just out on this. Try not to fall in the water. So you can see over to some of the hills in the area. Here's obviously quite a low-lying spot. And there's obviously people who go out on their boats on the loch. I think there's a wee boat club over there. Looks like there's a couple of swans over in that direction as well. Yeah, so I've just came back up to where I'd parked the car. I'm heading down the wee path that I saw. I'm pretty sure this is where the bird hide is. I think it's just a wee bit further on. And I think this is the bit where the earthworks are supposed to be from Longshanks' Peel. So there'd have been some sort of fortification or castle up where the ruins are now, which has been associated with the Bruces. And there's been the earthworks down here from when Longshanks was here. I think I'll try and show you at least something of what I can see, because there's definitely a ditch right there, which should be definitely part of some sort of fortification. Yeah, I don't know how clear it is to use in the video, but there's definitely a ditch right there with a wee bit of a earthen bank. And it seems to kind of come round this way and turns a corner just kind of next to where the sheep are. So I think that's the fortification associated with Longshanks. I'm going to keep going down this way. Yeah, so some of the paths around the loch are boardwalks, which again you just have to be careful on, especially when they're wet. To quote John Bon Jovi, they're slippery when wet. Yeah, it looks like the bird hides down here, and you can continue along that way over that wee bridge over there. And I'll take you further along around the loch. I'll pop in here. I'll probably pop back up to the car. Try and get some more visits done, some more videos filmed. Also, this is inside of the bird hide. I've got these wee hatches here, which obviously you pull it up, it's got a wee hook there, and you just click it into place. And these are the views you get. Yeah, so when you are leaving, yeah, just close the window flaps when you are leaving. Well, that's it back at the car from having the wander up at Lochmaben Castle and down to the loch. And yeah, even though it is, as I said earlier on, a bit overcast and a wee bit cool. But again, it is March. We're mid-March just right now. So the weather hopefully will be getting better. Hopefully we'll be getting a better summer this year than we did last year. Last summer was just atrocious. But again, this is a nice wee spot to come to, a nice wee spot to spend some time in. And it's just nice to explore it, and even though I wasn't able to explore the ruins as much as I would like, it is good to see that at least sort of Scotland are trying to protect what is still there and try and preserve it for future generations, which is essential and highly important. So hopefully you'll have found this video interesting. Hopefully you've found it inspirational. You might come down here and explore as much as you can when you come to explore Dumfries and Galloway. And I will see you all in the next video. Bye bye.